Imagine waking up every day with limitless energy, unstoppable confidence, and the drive to take on anything life throws at you. Sounds impossible? It's not. The truth is, most people don't lack motivation, they lack energy. Think about it. How many times have you had a goal, a dream, something you wanted so badly, but your energy just wasn't there? You were tired, distracted, overwhelmed, so you put it off. Another day, another week, another year, and suddenly you're stuck in the same place, wondering why success seems so far away. The problem isn't that you're not capable, it's that your energy, your life force is being drained. But what if you could flip the switch? What if you could wake up every day ready to dominate without hesitation, without burnout? That's exactly what we're going to do today. 6 simple, powerful steps to unlock total success by mastering your energy. No more excuses, no more limits. It's time to step up. Step 1, the power of physiology. Your body is your power source. If you want to control your energy, you must control your physiology. Stand up right now, shake it out, breathe deeply, own your space. How you move changes how you feel. Energy isn't something you wait for, it's something you generate. Your body is the foundation of your energy. Every emotion you feel, every thought you have, every action you take is directly influenced by your physiology. If you've ever felt tired, sluggish, or unmotivated, it's not just because of your mindset, it's because of the way you're using or not using your body. Physiology is the secret weapon most people ignore. They try to think their way into motivation, but they don't realize that the fastest way to change how you feel is to change how you move. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how a confident person walks into a room? Shoulders back, chest up, head high, breathing deeply. They don't just look confident, they feel it. And that feeling isn't an accident. It's the result of their physiology. Now contrast that with someone who is exhausted, overwhelmed, or lacking confidence. Their shoulders slump, their breathing is shallow, their posture is weak. And guess what? That physical state reinforces their emotional state. The way you carry yourself determines the way you experience life. Most people wait for energy to come to them. They think, I'll move when I feel motivated. But that's backward. Movement creates motivation. The moment you stand up, shake out your body, breathe deeply, and take control of your posture, your brain starts firing differently, your blood starts flowing, oxygen floods your cells, your nervous system wakes up. Suddenly you feel different, not because of some external motivation, but because you activated your physiology. Breathing is another major factor. If you breathe like someone who is tired or stressed, shallow, rapid through your mouth, your body assumes you're in danger. Your stress hormones spike and you feel tense, anxious, or drained. But when you control your breath, taking deep, intentional breaths through your nose, expanding your diaphragm, and exhaling slowly, you instantly shift into a state of power. That's why elite athletes, military personnel, and peak performers across every industry train their breath. It's one of the fastest ways to command your energy. And then there's movement. If you sit for long periods, your energy plummets. Your body's designed for motion. That's why even small shifts like standing up every 30 minutes, stretching, or doing a quick set of jumping jacks can instantly change how you feel. It's also why intense physical exercise is one of the most powerful ways to transform your mindset. When you push your body, you break through mental barriers. You train yourself to handle discomfort. You build endurance, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Physiology is the key to unlocking limitless energy. It's the difference between feeling stuck and feeling unstoppable. And the best part, you don't need to wait for it. You can change your energy right now by mastering your body, your breath, and your movement. Step 2, prime your mind daily. If you don't direct your mind, the world will do it for you. The greatest achievers don't wake up and hope for a good day. They create it. Every morning, take 5 minutes for gratitude, visualization, and power statements. Feel what success looks like before you start your day. Your mind is a muscle. Train it daily. Your mind is the control center of your life. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you create begins in your mind. But here's the challenge. Your mind is constantly being influenced, shaped, and directed by outside forces. Social media, news, other people's opinions, past experiences, and even unconscious thought patterns all compete for control. If you don't take charge of your mind first thing in the morning, you're letting the world dictate your emotions, focus, and energy before you even begin your day. That's why priming your mind daily is non-negotiable. It's not just a habit, it's a necessity if you want to operate at your highest level. The first few minutes of your day set the tone for everything that follows. Most people wake up and immediately check their phone, reacting to emails, messages, or negative news before their feet even hit the floor. That single decision puts them into a reactive state instead of a proactive state. Instead of choosing their focus, they allow external triggers to control their thoughts and emotions. The mind is like a garden. If you don't plant powerful, positive thoughts, weeds will take over. You have to prime it deliberately if you want to grow success, confidence, and energy. Priming your mind is about conditioning your thoughts before the world has a chance to influence them. And the best way to do that, start your day with intention. One of the most powerful ways to prime your mind is through gratitude. Why? Because your brain cannot feel fear, stress, or anxiety at the same time as it feels gratitude. It's neurologically impossible. When you wake up and immediately focus on 3 things you're grateful for, big or small, you shift your brain into a peak state. It could be the fact that you're alive, the people you love, the opportunities ahead, or even something as simple as the sunlight streaming through your window. What matters is the feeling of gratitude, because that feeling transforms your entire mindset. The next step in priming your mind is visualization. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. That's why high achievers, athletes, entrepreneurs, performers visualize their success before it happens. When you see yourself succeeding, your brain begins to believe it. And when you believe something deeply enough, your actions will start aligning with that vision. Take a few minutes every morning to see yourself accomplishing your biggest goals. See yourself making the right decisions, crushing challenges, and stepping into your highest potential. Another powerful tool is power statements or affirmations. The words you say to yourself matter more than anything. If you wake up and tell yourself, I'm tired, I don't feel like it, today's going to be tough, your brain will find proof to make that statement true. But if you wake up and declare, I am strong, I am focused, I have everything I need to succeed today, your brain will go to work proving that instead. The key is to say these statements with full emotion. You don't just say them, you feel them. And finally, you must feed your mind with powerful inputs. What you consume affects how you think. If you start your day scrolling through negativity, your mind will be filled with fear, doubt, and distraction. But if you start with a motivational message, a book, a podcast, or a speech that elevates your thinking, you prime your mind for success. The people who consistently win don't just hope for a good mindset, they engineer it. Step 3, fuel for success. Garbage in, garbage out. If you fuel your body with low energy foods, guess what? You'll have low energy. Hydrate like your life depends on it, because it does. Eat whole, vibrant foods. Sleep like it's part of your strategy, because if your body is weak, your mind will follow. Your body is a machine, and like any high-performance machine, the quality of fuel you put into it determines how well it performs. You wouldn't put low-grade gasoline into a race car and expect it to win. You wouldn't expect a phone to work all day if you never charged it. Yet most people treat their bodies with zero regard for what they need to function at their best. They expect high energy, peak performance, and unstoppable focus, while filling themselves with foods that drain their vitality, drinking too little water, running on minimal sleep, and overloading themselves with stimulants just to keep going. And then they wonder why they feel sluggish, unfocused, or burned out. Energy is not just a mindset, it's a biochemical reality. If you want to dominate your day, you need to fuel your body like a high achiever. The first key to optimizing your energy is hydration. Most people walk around chronically dehydrated and they don't even know it. Your body is made up of nearly 60% water, and your brain, your command center, is around 75% water. The moment you're dehydrated, even by a small percentage, your energy drops, your focus declines, and your body starts running on fumes. Think about this. The average person sleeps 6 to 8 hours without drinking water. That means when you wake up, you're already in a dehydrated state. And what do most people do? They reach for coffee. The problem? Caffeine is a diuretic. It makes you lose even more water. So instead of giving yourself real energy, you're actually draining your body further. The simplest, fastest way to boost your energy is to drink at least 16 to 20 ounces of water first thing in the morning before anything else. This wakes up your organs, flushes out toxins, and jumpstarts your metabolism. And throughout the day, your goal should be constant hydration, not just when you feel thirsty, because by the time you're thirsty, dehydration is already set in. The next game changer is nutrition. Food is not just about calories, it's about information. Every bite you take sends a chemical message to your body. It's either saying, give me energy, strength, and clarity, or it's saying, slow me down, make me sluggish, and store more fat. The problem is that most people don't realize how much food impacts their energy levels. They eat high sugar, highly processed foods that cause massive blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that leave them drained, craving more junk, and stuck in a never-ending energy roller coaster. If you want sustained energy, you need to eat real, whole foods. Foods that fuel your cells, not just fill your stomach. That means prioritizing high-quality proteins like eggs, chicken, fish, or plant-based sources that support muscle repair and brain function. It means loading up on healthy fats, avocados, nuts, olive oil, and omega-3s that provide long-lasting fuel instead of quick-burning sugar highs. It means getting in plenty of fiber-rich carbohydrates from vegetables, fruits, and whole grains that keep your blood sugar stable and your energy consistent throughout the day. And perhaps most importantly, it means eliminating or drastically reducing foods that drain your energy. Processed junk, excess sugar, artificial additives, and anything that leaves you feeling sluggish an hour after eating. Another crucial factor is meal timing. Energy isn't just about what you eat, it's about when you eat. If you're constantly snacking or eating heavy meals that take hours to digest, your body's diverting energy away from peak performance and into digestion mode. That's why many high performers use strategic fasting or meal timing to optimize their focus and energy. This doesn't mean starving yourself. It means learning what eating patterns give you the best mental clarity, physical endurance, and metabolic flexibility. Some people thrive with intermittent fasting, where they eat in an 8-hour window and let their body reset for the remaining 16 hours. Others perform better with smaller, balanced meals that keep their blood sugar steady without overloading their digestive system. The key is to listen to your body and find what works for you. And then there's sleep. You can do everything else right, hydrate properly, eat the best foods, exercise daily, but if your sleep is wrecked, your energy will never be at its peak. Sleep is the body's ultimate recovery tool. It's when your brain processes information, your muscles repair, and your hormones reset. But most people sacrifice sleep in the name of productivity, thinking they can grind their way through exhaustion. The reality? Lack of sleep is a productivity killer. Your ability to think, focus, and execute at a high level plummets when you're sleep deprived. Your body craves sugar and caffeine to compensate. Your decision-making becomes weaker. And over time, chronic sleep deprivation leads to burnout, weight gain, and even serious health issues. If you want to fuel your body for success, you must prioritize deep quality sleep. That means optimizing your sleep environment, keeping your room dark, cool, and free of distractions. It means establishing a pre-sleep routine that helps you wind down instead of scrolling through your phone, exposing yourself to blue light, and keeping your brain wired when it should be preparing for deep rest. It means giving yourself at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep, not as a luxury, but as a non-negotiable performance strategy. Every ounce of energy you have comes from the choices you make. If you want to operate at your highest level, you must be intentional about what you put into your body, how you hydrate, how you structure your meals, and how you recover. Energy doesn't just happen, it's something you create every single day. Step 4, break through your mental limits. The only thing stopping you is the story you tell yourself. I'm not good enough. I don't have time. Bull. Those are just beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. Right now, think about one excuse you've been telling yourself. Got it? Now, destroy it, decide that it's a lie, and replace it with the truth. You are capable. You are ready. You are unstoppable. Your mind is the ultimate battleground. Every goal you have, every challenge you face, every breakthrough you want to achieve, it all starts and ends in your head. But here's the problem. Most people are trapped by invisible mental limits they don't even realize are there. These limits aren't real, but they feel real because they've been reinforced over time. They come from past failures, fears, doubts, and even the people around you who unknowingly or sometimes deliberately plant seeds of limitation in your mind. And if you don't take control, these false limits will run your life. Think about a circus elephant. When it's young, trainers tie a heavy chain around its leg and attach it to a post. The baby elephant pulls, struggles, fights, but eventually it learns that no matter how hard it tries, it can't break free, so it gives up. Now, years later, that same elephant is fully grown, weighing several tons, capable of ripping a tree out of the ground, but what's holding it in place? A tiny rope. Not because it lacks strength, but because it still believes the limit is real. That's how most people live their lives. They're being held back by something that isn't even real anymore. Your limits are not set by your ability. They are set by your beliefs about your ability. If you believe you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, your brain will go to work proving that belief right. But the moment you challenge that belief, everything changes. Because here's the truth. The only real limits in life are the ones you refuse to break. The first step to breaking through your mental limits is identifying them. Most people don't even realize they're carrying self-imposed restrictions. They say things like, I'm just not that kind of person, or I could never do that, or I've always been this way. But where did those beliefs come from? Who told you that? Was it a past failure, a teacher, a parent, society? The truth is most of these so-called limits are just patterns you've accepted as truth, but they're not. The only reason they exist is because you haven't questioned them. Once you identify your mental limits, you need to disrupt the pattern. Your brain is wired for efficiency, which means it defaults to the easiest path, the same thoughts, the same habits, the same emotional reactions. If you want to break through, you have to interrupt that cycle. One of the fastest ways to do this is through physical movement. When you push your body past its comfort zone, your mind follows. That's why athletes, soldiers, and high performers constantly push their physical limits, because every time they do, they're also rewiring their brain to realize they're stronger than they thought. Think about the first time you worked out, ran a long distance, or lifted something heavy. At first, it felt impossible. Your mind screamed, "Stop, this is too hard." But if you pushed through, something incredible happened. You realized that your limit wasn't real, it was just a feeling. And once you broke through once, you could never go back to believing it was impossible. That's the secret. When you prove your mind wrong, you begin to rewrite the way you see yourself. But breaking mental limits isn't just about pushing through physically, it's about reprogramming your thoughts. Your brain is like a computer running old software. If you keep thinking the same way, you'll keep getting the same results. So you have to install new beliefs. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by changing your self-talk. Most people speak to themselves in a way they'd never speak to a friend. They say things like, I always mess things up, or I'm not smart enough, or I'll never be successful. But every time you say those things, you're reinforcing the limit. Your words become commands to your brain, shaping your reality. If you want to break through, you must rewrite your script. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I haven't figured it out yet. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, say, I am getting better every single day. These small shifts change your identity. And when your identity changes, your actions follow. Another key to breaking mental limits is exposure to people who are already living beyond them. If you spend time around people who constantly settle for average, who complain, who make excuses, guess what? That becomes your normal. But if you surround yourself with people who are constantly pushing, growing, and breaking through their own limits, their mindset will start rubbing off on you. You'll start thinking bigger, expecting more from yourself, and realizing that the limits you thought were there were just illusions. Fear is another mental barrier that holds people back. Most people don't take action because they're afraid of failure, judgment, rejection. But fear is not real. It's just a projection of your mind. And the only way to destroy fear is through action. The longer you wait, the stronger fear grows. But the second you step forward, fear shrinks. That's why successful people don't wait to feel ready. They act in spite of fear. They train themselves to move before their mind talks them out of it. You have to remember that every breakthrough in history happened because someone refused to accept a limit. Every world record that's ever been broken, every invention that changed the world, every story of greatness came from someone who decided that what seemed impossible was just an opportunity to prove everyone wrong. Step 5, massive action creates momentum. You don't need more motivation, you need movement. Take one action right now. Make that call, sign up for that course, start that workout. Success isn't built on what you plan to do, it's built on what you do. Small steps every single day. That's how you create unstoppable momentum. Success doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't come from wishful thinking, from sitting around waiting for the perfect moment, or from hoping that things will magically work out. Success is built step by step through one thing: massive action. Most people fail not because they lack talent, intelligence, or resources, but because they never take enough action to build momentum. They hesitate, overthink, second guess, and wait for the right time. But here's the truth, there is no right time. The only way to create results is to take massive action now. Think of a car stuck in the mud. If you press the gas lightly, the wheels spin, but the car doesn't move. But if you slam the gas and push with full force, the car suddenly jolts forward, breaks free, and gains momentum. That's how life works. Small, hesitant actions keep you stuck, but when you take massive action, you create unstoppable momentum. Once you start moving, everything becomes easier. You stop thinking and start doing. You stop doubting and start believing. You stop hesitating and start winning. But most people never reach that point because they're trapped by analysis paralysis. They spend all their time planning, researching, and overanalyzing instead of actually doing. They wait until they feel ready. But the truth is, you will never feel 100% ready. If you wait until you feel perfectly prepared, you'll never start. High performers understand that action comes before confidence. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build by taking action, failing, learning, and improving. Massive action is about doing more than you think is necessary. Most people set a goal and take just enough action to stay comfortable, but comfortable action produces mediocre results. If you want to achieve extraordinary results, you have to take extraordinary action. That means going all in, not dipping your toes in the water, but diving in head first. Think about how rockets work. When a rocket launches, 80% of its fuel is burned in the first few minutes. Why? Because getting off the ground takes the most energy. But once it breaks free from gravity, it glides effortlessly through space. That's how momentum works in life and business. The hardest part is starting. But once you take enough action to break through the initial resistance, momentum takes over and everything speeds up. Massive action isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter and faster. Instead of spending months planning, you take imperfect action and adjust along the way. Instead of waiting until everything is perfect, you fail forward. The faster you fail, the faster you learn. The faster you learn, the faster you succeed. Most people underestimate how much action is required to reach their goals. They set a target and think, I'll just do a little bit every day, but they don't realize that success is not linear, it's exponential. Small, safe actions keep you at the same level, but massive action compounds over time, creating a snowball effect. What starts as a small effort turns into unstoppable momentum that carries you forward with less and less effort. Momentum is powerful because it destroys resistance. When you're stuck in hesitation, everything feels hard. Every task feels overwhelming. Every decision feels like a struggle. But once you gain momentum, everything flows. You don't have to force yourself to take action. It becomes automatic. You don't have to convince yourself to keep going. You're already in motion. Think about learning a new skill. At first, it feels difficult and unnatural. Every move requires effort. But as you practice intensely, something clicks. Suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes second nature. That's the power of momentum. But you only reach that point by taking massive action up front. And here's the real secret. Momentum is easier to maintain than to start. That's why you must never slow down. The moment you stop taking action, you risk losing everything you've built. Think of a train moving at full speed. It can crash through barriers, push past obstacles, and keep going. But if it slows down too much, even the smallest barrier can stop it in its tracks. That's why the most successful people stay in motion. They don't take their foot off the gas. They don't stop when they reach a goal. They set a bigger one. They don't settle for good enough. They push for greatness. Because they know that the moment they slow down, doubt, fear, and hesitation start creeping back in.